Hi guys.
Isn't she gorgeous? Give us a kiss.
And yes, I am wearing Ya's shirt. Hello, I've got the sleeves rolled
It's
up.
down to her knees.
Yes, I could wear it as a dress. And just for aloha, Dee from Hawaii. Loving your emails,
Good
darling.
place to jump from.
Oh, just paradise. You live
We're
in
looking up
paradise.
the prices to go for holiday there. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes, yes.
We can fly to Canada for half the price.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
Anyway.
it's just a beautiful place.
Now, it's funny how you pick up... Go ahead.
No, please, look. You speak. You go first.
Well, you know I'm a stickler for information. And I discovered a very strange way of something happened years ago. I think it was about 1973. I was up in Cornell. And it was getting around the time where everyone gets the turkeys out and roasts a turkey and all that kind of thing for Thanksgiving.
Canadian Thanksgiving, right?
Well, who's telling a story?
Well, we're looking. All right. You want my shirt, do you? I can see you covered
Well,
in
looks
my
lovely, doesn't
shirt.
Now, the Canadians, they celebrate Thanksgiving in October and the Americans Thanksgiving in November. Now, it's rather pointless because when the pilgrims came over, they brought that satanic Bible with them, when in actual fact the Cherokee Indian had been there for 1,000 years prior to that, and they are from Ireland. Yeah, didn't know that, did you? Now, it's cold. Get out the car and go over, and my wife at the time, she goes in to one of the big supermarkets, might have been Safeway. You're going to say something, aren't you?
Yes, just clarifying, this is wife number one, Eileen. Because they've all learned
I did say 1973.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just... Okay, keep going.
Joel, you got that bottle of chloroform you had before? You keep it quiet for a couple of minutes. Then again, you do talk in your sleep, you know that, don't you?
Oh, actually, I don't.
And she walks in and she goes to buy a turkey. She comes out with this enormous turkey because she'd eat away groceries every week, right? And as she's coming through the door, there's a drunk standing there. And he says, what are you doing with the pig? And she was very indignant, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, sir, it's a turkey. He said, I was talking to the turkey. It's a true story. Cost me $20 to get him to say it. Now, you're going to interrupt several times there, so what was you going to say that I
No,
hadn't
I just wanted to clarify that it was wife number one, because in last night's upload, they're all devouring the information, the manna from heaven, and they've learned that you've had 3 wives until moi.
Could be number 5 coming up in our budget.
Actually, talking about the 4 wives, it's the 4 foundation stones of the pyramid laid out. And it is to do with the constellations. I'm the Leo. But the constellations that the pointers of the 4 corners of the pyramid. So it's all part of this amazing tapestry that all the My Jesus people freak out at and of course reject.
And why don't they?
Which is the point.
Now, we've got a little letter here that we received and wrote down. It was actually a phone call. And
No, it
was a letter.
No, Irua gave it to us.
Oh, Irua gave it to us.
Yes,
That's
when
what
we were
was
there
over
in 2015.
He's saying to us, he knows who I am, right? He says, my family are sick at home. My wife, Rosemary, was bitten by a death at a snake. The snake died. No, it's not. She's sick.
Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, you read it.
Oh, all right, okay. Oh, I have to describe Iroha first. Look, this is in Papua New Guinea. We're talking about the meek of the earth, seriously. These people, their childlike mentality. But Iroha himself was a school headmaster in his position for 36 years. He was in his position and was the school headmaster. So Iroha was retired from the system a few years before, and unfortunately his entire retirement package, which was about 450,000 kina, had been given to this group. Oh, it's a sad story. Bottom line is, given into the hand of the Jews, the rabbis out of Brisbane.
What they was doing, they was all buying gold and so forth. And
yes.
These families, some of the people up there had huge amounts of gold in their tribes. And they got into a group and headed up by the likes of Irwin. And these Jews come over.
One in particular, the rabbi from Brisbane.
And that became their rabbi, because they're chosen people, right? Self-chosen. And they got within an investment program that was saying that if you give us your gold, you get X amount back, which is going to be a good return, right? Well, they gave them the gold, and that was the last they saw of it.
Now, the backdrop of...
We're talking maybe 300 or 400 kilos.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
one guy was 200 kilos.
Yes, just what, and Iroquois himself said, I gave only 6 kilograms
6
into the hand of this rabbi. Now, remember...
Work it out, 6 kilos times $35,000, $40,000.
Now, this rabbi's name was Rabbi Francis John Moore. Was that his name? Moore.
From Brisbane.
In Brisbane. Now, the group was formed back in about 2000, 2001. And the idea was that they're all given a piece of paper, and upon maturity of this paper, they could cash in for their cash benefit, which was supposed to be multiple millions of kina over this period of time. Hello.
He refers to this clown as my rabbi. I said, are you crazy? You're a Jew?
You'll never get your money back.
I said, Snake, you'll never get nothing
You'll
back.
never,
Well, sure enough, that came true, because they never got a thing back. And there was, at the time we were there, it was supposed to be going to be paid out the next day, or the day after that, the day after that, and the day after that. It went on and on and on. So all these emails or texts going back and forth on the phones and so forth.
In the meantime, there were 25 members from different tribes and different provinces. Of course, they're all dying.
As they die young. You're not going to get your money back.
No, Yah being 73 is like an ancient. Well, he is the ancient of days, but you know what I mean, because people die young over there. And so none of them have ever got their money. They're living in, hand to mouth. Oh.
And I said to him, give it all to me and I won't give it back to you either.
And we didn't know any of this as we began teaching them. Again, round table, what was it, Ella Beach Hotel? All we could afford was like a pot of coffee between whoever was there. Oh, and we treated them to one great big pizza. It was...
This is the first time they've been in a restaurant.
In a restaurant, and certainly had pizza. And it was enough to feed, I think there were at least 6 of us there at the time, might have been more. But they were just astonished and so grateful. But they are taken advantage of. Now,
they could have bought the hotel itself for the money they lost.
The purpose for World War II, this is what they told us, our friends, the meek, is that the purpose for the war was to steal the gold.
Exactly.
The Japs were there, everybody was there. The Allies went in, it was all about the gold. And we watched the start of a movie the other night, which was about World War II in Papua New Guinea with the Japanese. And you think, what the hell were they there? Well, we know it was all to steal the resources from these beautiful people who all pray to Jesus. Mind you, a lot of the time it's their Jesus, my Jesus.
Oh, yeah,
however, these are the kinds of people
that
need rescuing, and the ones that are the meek will be rescued, their soul. But that's a bit of the backdrop. So Irawa, this educated man who he's gorgeous. Every morning, his little bit of broken mirror was just a piece with a sharp edge, and he'd be brushing...
I gave him a new one, but he was so used to the old one he broke it.
Brushing his hair, and of course it's the fuzzy-wuzzy hair turned grey.
In Australia, they called them, during the war, the fuzzy-wuzzy angels, because they helped Australians. Huge amount of Australians lost their lives in the Kokoda Trail. The Japanese were there, and they were cruel, beheading people, you name it, they did it.
Hacking people to pieces.
They were dreadful. How they got their psychopaths to go along with it, I don't know.
But I mean, then the Allies, they're supposedly the Allies. Well, we all know what the Allies were. This is the USA. The troops going in, and the reality is that there was the Japanese doctor there experimenting on the Foray Indian tribe. This is, 1942, 43, whenever it was. And he was injecting the tribe with the Visna virus and a leukemia virus from cats, and the autopsies performed showed
I've got leukemia.
that that showed that their brains had turned to mush. So basically, he'd given them mad cow disease, and then later somebody else was sent in and got a Nobel Prize for observing this wasting disease.
Yeah.
That this Japanese doctor. Now, when the Allies went in and captured this dude,
Americans.
the Americans. They said, "Well, you can, we can execute you here, or you can come and work for us." So Dr. Ishii went to America to work for the U.S. Army. These
For
are
the germ warfare.
germ warfare, yeah.
Of the world to do the right thing, you know what I mean? Now they invented things like AIDS and the flu virus and measles, they just made that, and polio, got that back going again.
Yes.
The First World War was the Spanish flu, that killed 100 million, not counting the soldiers, because they went through Spain and were injected with the swine flu. And it took about 6 weeks to get to Australia, say by boat. Now, my grandmother, on both sides of the family, they were immune to it. And all the family were immune to it. So, when my grandmother died, there were thousands upon thousands of people showed up at her funeral. So, to show you how well loved she was, because she had her own 9, 10, 12 kids or whatever it was. And she was going up and down around the suburbs, treating all the people that were so sick and dying. And she never got it, and none of our family got it. Now carry on. We were talking about something very
Irawa. No, his note. So
his note.
So now you've got this picture of Irawa. Lovely man, always
White
long
hair,
sleeve
little
shirt,
man, white hair,
button down
dark
western
skin.
shirt, a belt around his western trousers, looking neat and proper, and the documents that he comes up, such a headmaster, well planned, grammatically correct, no typos, documents that flow, etc. Irawa.
You thought I would have wrote it myself.
The gig is up on that one, mate.
Right.
I said the gig is up on that one. So my family is sick, and my wife Rosemary was bitten by a death adder snake. She's sick from that snake bite. Please pray for her. That's number one. Number two, Ian, that's his son, is very sick at I can't read the name.
Kikinana Health Centre.
Kaiwa Health Centre. Please pray for him. Thank you very much. Well, so Irawa, now this is the setup again. Irawa gives this to us right before we put him onto an aeroplane, Air PNG, to fly back to his village area up close to the border of Indonesia. Kayunga? Kiunga was the name of the area. So, we've paid for him to go up there. He hasn't been back there for a very long time, and he's going to bring back, gold and all this kind of thing.
Well, it's always the gold story.
And he's
it's all
going
bullshit, it doesn't happen.
Anyway, bottom line is, so he gave this to us. So we read this. He's pretty well gone. We read this.
Yeah, cured, no problem.
And we go, yeah, no worries. All right, no worries. So by the time he gets there, like several hours later,
we're having a party, right?
Everybody's restored. Everybody's fine. Thank you, he says. Everybody's fine. Everybody's good. They're all healthy. They're all better. So, with that we go, well, the Word of God.
Well, I want to done it, what I've done. Now, I've got something here I want to show you that is what we've manufactured. I've got to trim this one up a bit. And this is the size of it. This is the duplicate of the Sandurium that went to Agabath.
No, Agba.
Him as well. It's his brother, isn't it?
Sudarium.
The two of them?
Yeah, I just wishes everybody would just use really plain English, Sudarium, babe. The Agba.
Anyhow, we sent this rag up to him. But we've got a video, and it'll show you how these. It's got to be linen, and it's got to have no other type of material in it. You can't have wool, for example, or cotton for that matter. All the ladies wanted to trim them with silk.
Well, no, that was my idea.
No, it's a piece of linen that is a specific size, and it has got my blood on it, which is radioactive. That's why I went through all this suffering for all these years, and why I become radioactive, and showing to the high priest of the devil that they can't kill me. And they tried cyanide, that didn't work, and they've tried bullets, that didn't work. They tried to beat me up, and that cost him about 17 broken jaws. I actually wanted to be a heavyweight boxing. This is true.
Talk about the real power of God that you have demonstrated.
I'll give you an example. Balmain is sort of a rough area of Sydney where some of the greatest footballers come out of. And was working at Colgate Palmolive, and I was the electrician there showing the other electricians what to do during the shutdown. So we hired all these contractors come in because they didn't know what they're doing, and they asked me. So I showed them. And during the lunch break, we go up to the local pub for a pub meal. And there's a little man and a man about 6 foot standing on a U-shaped bar on the other side of the bar. And there's this huge geezer there. He must have been 400 pounds of his own ounce. 6'7", 6'8", monstrous of him. So he's arguing with this other guy, which is a smaller man, about 6 feet. And he turns around and he belts him, and he lays him out. So, whoa. So the little guy standing next to him, an old man, about my age now, this fellow started to come around, and as he was sitting up on the floor, his legs are on the floor, and he's sitting forward, and this big guy goes down and he's going to belt him again, which could have killed him, right? So the little guy says, "Hey, mate," and he give him a gobful, right? And this little guy is only about 110 pounds, right? So he turns around and grabs this old fella, and he was going to belt him. And I sing out in a nice, polite sort of way, "Hey, arsehole." He's not happy, is he? And he sees me standing on the other side of the bar, and I've got 6 or 7 guys with me. So as he walked around the bar, it was like a solar eclipse. He was getting bigger and bigger. Right? He's monstrous. And he walked up to me and he put his hands on his hips, and I thought, I'm in for it now. And I belted him. He went up in the air, it went down and broke his back. I then picked him up about 400 pounds, like he was a rag doll, and set him on the seat. I said to the guys, "Let's get the hell out of here before the cops show up." So they was all remarking, "You hit him so fast and hard, we didn't even see you move." That's what I can do when I'm pissed off. Or very scared at that point.
There's many stories like that.
Many stories like that. But it's always, I've had many, more fights than Muhammad Ali, but it was always protecting the innocent, especially the schools I went to, the young boys in the schools, where some boys are just naturally small, or maybe not as muscular, and not, you could say more effeminate, if you like. If that's one, that's not really a good word, I suppose. But they are. They're sort of more small boys, you know what I mean. And I had an occasion to come from a Catholic school where I got expelled for hitting a kid and breaking his cheek and jaw, and I was only 10 years old. So I'd worked out that a big man can throw a punch slowly but with power. A little man throws a punch fast with no power. So I said, "Well, I'll make it fast with power." And I developed that when I was about 10 years old. And when I got to this public school on Gardeners Road, where I was conceived across the road, I found that there's a lot of homosexuals. And they was forcing the little boys into doing these terrible things down the local toilet, right? So I found out, I was totally disgusted, right? So I rounded up all the little kids and I said, "Listen, you got a problem, come see me. Tell me who's doing it." Well, I'd have 3 or 4 fights a day. Right? And they're all bruised up, and about a month and a half later they'd come and have a go again and knock them out again. Right? So I had more fights, really, 3 or 4 a day for 4 years. Right? It just went on and on and on. On the weekends I go somewhere, make local movies or something, and sure enough, they pick up me coming down the street and pick up me coming back. Don't matter, I take them all. Well, I never lost a fight in my life. So that's the whole point. I ain't going to lose this one either. Satan's got no chance. So, this is the Sudarium.
Totally crumpled, wrinkled.
We've crumpled it all up, of course, and
that's going to go into the vat.
We've got a bottle over here which we put it in. The bottle has got my blood in it, and
with silver water.
Silver water, and it's magnetically charged, and of course my blood is already radioactive. So what I used to do up in Melbourne before I started singing with Sweetie here, where she swept me on my feet. I was like a dog on the... And you threw me over your shoulder.
Oh, yeah, right.
And she was wearing, she told me later, she's wearing an old shirt she bought at the op shop, which I said, "That's not right." And she said, "You did say that?" And I said, what's the shirt for? She said, that's so you can tear it off me. I don't have to worry about this costume
No, that's an old joke of his that's worn out, and that's wife number 3. Right, okay. Moving right along. Moving right along.
And I used to put my blood in the water that I'd give to people, and they'd be instantly...
Well, actually,
I can't do it with my
you would warn them.
I'm a bit wet with my fingers.
Because what about the guy that died? You warned him.
Oh, yeah.
And you told your
This is a
daughter.
friend of Michelle's, lifelong friend. I went to school, she went to school with his wife. And I think a short link, but he was a nice guy. And he had lung cancer. So when we get up there, I said to him, do you want me to fix you? He said, oh yeah, right, blah, 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 blah. And I said, listen, I'm telling you the truth. Right? So the word got in the air that he might be able to fix him. I said, now, I will fix you, but you've got to promise me one thing, that you rest up. Now, you'll be fixed, you've been depleted of all your energy.
It was months at a time.
Months and months and months this has gone on for. He would get to the point of death, right? I said, you're going to be weak as, what you've got to do is do not do any work, right? Yeah, right, if you can do that, it's okay, I will. So I cured him. Next thing, he's dead. I said, oh shit, there's a bit of a mess. Oh, well, that's one down, right? About 7 billion to go, right? So, I mean that in the nicest possible way. So we find out what he did. He was feeling so good, he got up, and he got the lawnmower out, and he's got an 1.5 acre property. His lawnmower, and he's got about 15 feet along the cut grass, and then laid down flat on his face, stone dead.
He had a heart attack.
Massive heart attack. I said, you stupid bastard. Right? All you do is I tell you. The point is, if you do as I tell you, you'll be all right. If you don't do it, hello, you're going the same way as my old mate. Dead as a maggot.
All right, let's move right along. Well, because I want to say hello. In case you've noticed, guys, Ya's instructions, not putting up with any BS from any quarter.
Yeah, I don't take any crap at all.
You're either in or you're out. If you don't,
go away and die.
If you don't recognise the truth here,
yeah, you're a dead man.
You're out.
Or woman.
And so I've locked down the channel from the ones that have crept in. Like
one woman, her name was Celtic. Eclectic
Princess. It's from 2011.
I think she spoke with a lisp and spelt the same way.
It was supposed to be. It was Eclectic Princess, but I think it was supposed to be. I don't know. But the worry.
Celtic Princess is what she was trying to say. She couldn't say it.
Maybe. We don't know.
And she worked for the army.
No, the Air Force. This was
she worked for the Air Force.
Real worry.
She was relentless, this dame. So I used to play with her a little bit.
She was a nurse as well. That's another worry.
Right. And,
that's right. And looked after old age people. That was a big worry.
Old age, yeah, she's not, and she was looking for me as a customer, I think. But we stayed in this place in town here. It was a nice Riviera resort. And it had a big car park underneath.
Yeah.
And she must have known about that. And she said, was it on Sunday?
No. She said...
Unexpected.
No, she said she was going to come upon you unexpectedly and literally slit his throat. She described how she would slit his throat.
She was gleeing over it, right?
Right.
And I said, well, I'll be down in the basement.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday with the door open to let you in. But I won't be expecting you so you can come up behind me and cut my throat. That afternoon, when she hadn't shown up,
yes.
Right, we made a reply on the video.
Yeah. Anyway, that kind of
now, I'll tell you another story.
Psycho behaviour.
I'm a real man in that sense. Like, I love women, always have, especially good-looking ones. And there's this ad.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Fantastic.
This was earlier. Toowoomba. We were there 11 weeks, 2011.
This is hilarious.
It was my idea.
It was her idea. She said, why don't you put up all these good-looking birds on the videos, because they get millions of views, you know, half-flat naked birds.
I was looking at all the view counts and all this.
Look at a huge amount. I said, yeah, right.
Well, why don't you use something like that to see if, it ups the view count?
So I said, all right, their fault, right? Now, we had this lady over in America that we actually bought a computer for her.
To get her back online.
To get her back online, and her daughter was homosexual.
Yes.
I was a bit worried about that. And I said, well, they got no chance, don't worry about it, we're going to kill them. So, and she thought about me as being a Clint Eastwood type in Australia.
Until
the fateful day when she says to me, why don't you put up this half-naked bird so you can get some more
see what happens, you know.
See what happens.
See if it ups.
And I come across this great ad. And this guy gets pulled up by a cop. And he's got his smartphone out. And he's starting to punch in the next thing, it materialises about 150 odd feet away. This most fantastic looking, drop-dead gorgeous woman. Right? And she's got this skin-tight little top on, little tiny shorts, t-shirt, and it's got I love Jesus on it.
A big heart.
A big heart, but it's beautiful breasts.
I love the heart, and then Jesus.
Because I didn't notice that at all. And as he's walking towards him, the cops see her, and of course they're having a perv, right? So as he's doing that, he sneaks out the passenger side and runs up the hill. And then as he gets up there, this thing just disappears. There's a little apparition from that smartphone, right? So he's leaning against a tree and he's laughing to himself that he's got away with it, right? So then he thought, oh, I'll try another one. So he punches in, there's another beautiful bird, very, very similar attired, and she's crawling towards us on his knees, looking like she's going to, like a little doggy looks into a sausage factory. So.
Right, okay.
And then the battery went flat. So I thought this is a great thing, so I put that up. So then I get a call.
And there was a comment.
A comment, was it?
Yes.
Or a call, one of the other.
No, it was a comment under the YouTube. And it was.
And she said, you'd like to have sex with her, wouldn't you? And I wrote back, almost before she sent the message, yes! Right? Well, from that point onwards, because she was built like a dragon, this woman, she turned on me, right?
Oh, totally.
I said, it's not my fault, it's her fault. Blame her.
I even wrote to her. I said, and that was another Lisa.
We call her Moaning Lisa. Now, the idiot had all these things why I am not Christ. And she's made this brilliant piece of work.
Oh, her own blog.
Oh, her own blog. It was unbelievable.
Lisa,
she put things up there I never even thought of, but it was brilliant.
Yeah.
It proved me 150,000 times. So I thought, this is fantastic. I'm going to insult more people, right?
Oh dear. But anyway, that's the crew of yesteryear, and we noticed one of them sneaking back in under.
They call themselves something.
Call themselves something else. No identification, and but Sherry picked it up. So now I want to read a little because 3 days ago, I'll just identify you as your YouTube name because I know how you like to keep private. Absolutely. And my name, we've got your message. Thank you. I just opened it to get it this morning. You say good morning to our saving grace. You'll be laughing your guts out before. That's the saving grace. Now, you're asking about this site called Be Candid, the Be Candid website found online.
Be Candid?
Yes, and it's supposed to be more secure and a place that you can go to because Facebook is just
there's no such thing. Okay,
Facebook is the NSA and all the rest of it.
Oh,
so if anybody does know about Be Candid, well, we can kick it around. But you have a tremendous amount of experience. You work within the hospital system as a radiologist.
Oh, yeah.
So your information, obviously, you watched half of the video about what they did to Yar, and you talk about how the procedure should be. Of course, none of that applied in Yar's case. And the contrast, I read all about it because I've got the reports amongst all the paperwork in Yar's file. I did my own hunting on the internet to come up with reports from 1920 when it all started. They used to use poppy seed oil to begin with, and then they switched to the benzene-based oil as the contrast. And so it started well before that, decades before they banned it. But yes, we've got your message. Thank you for that. That is, I'll copy paste it and put it in the description if I can, or as a comment, so that people can read what the true procedure should be for these X-rays and stents, etc. That you want to get the message out to people, because
I'd be down to there by now if I was you.
I've lived in fear of these people and I'm tired of being afraid. Yes, don't be afraid. These people are, they're out of here.
This goes back to the 1492s when they
Yes.
introduced the Jewish commandment from the Prince of Constantinople to worm your way into all walks of life and even become a Christian if you have to.
Yes.
So that you can become a pharmacist or a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. Get into the hierarchy of the Christian life and then into the Pope, of course. They got into
The
there.
churches,
The Jesuits,
governments,
the
lawyers.
Jesuits they got in real quick. That is why during the Dark Ages, the likes of Bruno was burned at the stake because he was pointing out what was happening out in space. Copernicus was on the chopping list, but they couldn't get hold of him using Poland. And then Galileo came along. And because he had went to school with the Pope at the time, he was protected, but he ended up under house arrest. And he was the one that pointed out the stars around the belt of Orion, and M42 was missing. Now, he gave his telescope to a French lawyer, friend of his, and his name was de Parsec. Now, in astronomy now, if you're going very long distances, not in light years, they call it in parsecs, and it's 3.26 times the length of a light year. So, the parsec was named after him. He discovered in the November that M42 was in the belt of Orion, which hadn't been seen, and it's bright. You can see it by the naked eye during the day. In those days, it was so bright. And then it went out. So other astronomers in Europe tried to find it and it was gone. And then for 100 odd years, it hadn't come up. And then it was, I think, 137 years later or something like that, it showed up again. The Chinese had noted it, that they'd seen it. And so on. So M42 is a very bright constellation. And it has in it what's called a trapezium, which is a cloud of nebulas that are forming out of the gravity of the hydrogen cloud that it's in, which is 16 light years wide, and it's 1600 light years away. So the interesting thing about that is it goes out like that, like you switch the lights out. So you'll be watching it in a telescope, all of a sudden it's gone. Now, if it is 16 light years wide in all directions, then it would, and the light goes out, it should take at least 8 years to go dim and then go out. Right? 8 light years from the centre. And it's 1600 light years away. Nowadays, if you go into the astronomy programs and go online, see how far away it is, it's got another 300 light years less. It's closer. So, how is it? It could be that it's moving that fast towards us that if you take, in the time of Galileo, he discovered it on January the 7th, 1610, if you go back 1600 light years, or 1600 years, that would have been around the time of my birth, and of course it was flashing on and off, and that's what the Magi followed from Babylon, the three unwise men.
Mm.
Why are they unwise? Well, they went to Herod. And Herod's a psychopath. He would execute by crucifixion one person a day for 40 years just to keep people in line. So he found out that they'd come to worship the king. These idiots told him that the king has been born. Where? In Bethlehem. Oh, when you find him, he says, come and tell me and I'll go worship him myself, right? Now, he wasn't a Jew. He was a Macedonian that had made a deal with Rome that he could keep the Jews in line in Jerusalem, and they gave him the job. And he did it successfully by executing someone every day. So he didn't know anything about prophecy, nor did the Jews from Babylon, who had become the high priests, etc., rabbis, and the scribes in Jerusalem. Now, in the palace, the temple had been destroyed. So the idea was, what happened? Right? How come? You don't know. Tell me. So they look up their scrolls and they find that indeed that the prediction was by Isaiah that God would be born in the flesh and come to the earth to be crucified, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's the story of how these idiots then realised what an evil bastard he was, so the story goes, but you can't believe the Bible anyhow. They change it at will. And they took off another way back to Babylon, And of course he then sends his soldiers to kill all the babies up to the 2 years of age. And that is when the angel in a dream tells Joseph to take the boy and his mother, not his wife, he said the boy and his mother to Egypt. And that is when I get back and I have a vision taken back. It wasn't a vision actually, I was taken back.
He was taken back through the veil.
I was taken back through the veil. And Mary told me that we were Essenes, and if the Jews find out, they'll kill us. So, yeah. So I was 4 days old, so there's a clue.
There's a lot of misinformation on the internet about they weren't called Jews at that time. Yes, they were.
Idumeans, actually, had taken on the Judaism that had been bullshitted to them by the Babylonians.
Yeah, so they were false Jews anyway, because Jew was actually of the tribe of Judah as a slang term. Now we've said this before, we are the true Jews, as in the Judahites, the tribe of
Slight correction.
Judah.
The temple was in existence at that time, by the way. It was built by Cyrus, the king of Persia, nominated to be the king that would rebuild the temple after it was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar, by Isaiah 200 years, roughly, before King Cyrus was born. So Isaiah nominated King Cyrus of Persia would rebuild the temple before the temple was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar in 586 BC. But he also had his name, and that he would finance it. This is what happened. So that's how you got the Yahweh temple, which is where Mary was raised from a 3-year-old child, because her mother, Anna, was an old woman when she conceived in the Garden of Gethsemane. And she conceived by the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
So Mary was the baby of the Father, the Holy Ghost. So when she grows up in the temple, she knew everything about the temple, of course, and she was 14 years of age when she conceived on, this is where you get the September 11th from, 3 BC, she conceived of me, Jesus.
Everything in this life is a slap in the face to Yah. They know the holy dates.
It.
It's all, like a slap in the face.
No chance of getting away with it.
Oh, which reminds me...
all this is design. Lucifer is just sorting you all out.
The my Jesus that everybody worships is the turn the other cheek Jesus, right?
Yeah,
Please
right.
clarify that.
Cheek in the backside. Just a joke there somewhere. Could be worse, could be your backside. Go ahead, you was reading something.
No, the other cheek Jesus.
Did you finish it?
You don't turn the other cheek. These people are demons. They're demonized. You don't allow... Just please.
Just carry a blunt instrument with you, and when someone steps in the line, hit them with it. Have you finished then?
No, I'm...
Just starting it.
The comments. I'll briefly go through them. Light Tomorrow today says, yeah, thank you for sharing the gift of the white stone and the calcium hypochlorite. I'll get to that in a minute, because I want to read to you somebody's response, who is Pamela Mosley. You say, thank you, Yash, for taking the time to explain all this. Thank you, Pamela. Yes, I do bring it together for everybody so that you will learn, because if I can't understand it, this is why I'm the editor, I have to have it read the way I can absorb it and it flows. Yah gets it all down there, all over, and he does. He's got everything happening, but I do bring it all back so that you can learn what he is teaching you. You say, I'm new here, so taking it all in the best I can. Thank you, Yah, for the blessing of getting to know you. I so try to do everything I can for you. And Mother Earth, show me the way as I believe that. And then you're quoting John 3:16. And for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that was then, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life.
Oh, it's to get me here so I can live 73 years of crucifixion.
That's right.
The cross
was to release the soul, Yahweh, so that he could be back now in the time of the judgment. The way, the truth, and the life. I said to, here we go, Dee from, Doreen, you say, beloved Father and Comforter Yah, thank you so very much. You are my Jesus, Yahweh BLGM, in response to last night's video. For you are the true architect of all creation. Your PowerPoint presentation has answered many of my questions with profound clarity of explanation. Ask and it shall be given you, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be open to you. Matthew 7:7, infinite love and gratitude for having found you and your beloved wife, Ash, from Doreen. So now let's, and there's another one from Doreen. And Sarah T, hello to you. I'm watching this right now and love it. I just about fell over with amusement when you mentioned the song, What If God Was One of Us? Riding on a bus. I've been enjoying your vids for over a week now and have been singing that song all week. I even got my teenage son started singing it. You should have seen his expression of amazement when I just now replayed you mentioning it. Thank you, and hugs. And then, light today, tomorrow you say, therefore by their fruits you will know them. We thank and love you, beloved Yara and Ash. It's all about the fruit. And as I explained this morning in a responding email, is that your soul has got you here to find Yah. He's the shepherd. I had to find him, I did, and I was searching for 9 years looking for the man on the earth. And so I come in and then, you know, the trumpet out of Zion literally start blowing it. He's here, he's here, he's here. So it is your soul, the work you have been doing on your soul, that has got you to this point now where you come in and you go, oh, that's it. So it's all about you. And Yah's just out there waiting for those who are his to come in and find him. And it's a bit like the cure for cancer. Cure for cancer has been around since at least 1920 with the marvellous work of Royal Raymond Rife, who cured thousands of people. And of course he had to be destroyed, all of his. And he was the one that invented the electron microscope and could see the morphing of the one mycoplasma that morphs into...
It wasn't an electron microscope, it was an optic microscope, which was better than the electron microscope, because not only did you see deeper, but you could see what the electron microscope couldn't,
that's right.
which was a still photograph. He could see the actual viruses and doing what they do real time.
And morphing.
And morphing, how they morph from one thing to another.
Yeah. The common, it's mycoplasma that is the common tiny thing that begins all dis-ease.
All your food.
And it becomes, it morphs different, so that's it, it's the mycoplasma, and that was discovered in the 1890s by the eugenicists, who then crystallized it and then introduced it first of all into the tobacco crop. The equine flu, they were playing around with that, then they introduced it into the wheat crop. So everybody has these mycoplasmas within them, but it's the condition of your body, the environment of your body, because an acid environment will set off these mycoplasmas, and they will come in at you as any kind of disease.
You've got to take the bicarbonate of soda, just take a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon.
I'm bigger than you, I take a teaspoon.
Actually,
every night when you go to sleep.
This is rude.
You can't help yourself, can you?
Well, no, I can't, because there is a danger of taking...
There's a danger at the moment.
Half a teaspoon is the ideal in a glass of water, and you can take it as often as possible.
If you're a midget, but when you're a big person, all grown up like me,
right, well,
don't worry about it. Just get it into you.
Yes. All right, so Andy, good to hear from you, mate. Praise Yahweh, Brian. Jeez, Yahweh, Jesus, Brian. That's Andy Sunderland, who's been doing a great work. Andy became a Muslim. He's an Englishman who became a Muslim after reading what it's all about from Muhammad and all of the good things that are supposed to be of Islam. Well, Muhammad himself got it right. You've got to go back to the original writings, what he wrote to the monks at St. Catherine's on Mount Sinai. He regards the Christians as his people. The letters, and that's the beginning and the end of the teachings of Muhammad. It's all wrapped up. It's like, you know, his teachings...
Basically, he's saying that all Christians are his people, that he will go to war for them. They can marry, to the Muslims. They can... the churches will be respected and repaired by the Muslims. And yet, what are they doing today, the Muslims? Right? They hate the Christians.
Yes.
Instead of going in there, so this is what Muhammad said, and bringing the Christians up and say, well, the Jesus is back on the earth as God Almighty, and this is what he says. He says, Muhammad had it right, and what the only thing wrong, because the Jews got into the Quran, that there was no resurrection, no crucifixion, because God wouldn't let Jesus' little wee be out in the open air.
Yes, God wouldn't allow his son to be naked, everybody to see, well,
What a load of
insanity.
bullshit. This is so much bullshit, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Lady Dixia, yes, you say, I'm so glad God is with us on the earth. Yeah, that's the whole point. He's the comfort in...
I told you I'd be back, didn't I?
and Pandemonius sums it up to all the newcomers. If it ain't Brian, this is to all of my Jesus crowd, if it ain't Brian, then where is your comforter? Where is your Holy Ghost? Where is your Jesus? Is he late? Is he even coming when they now skin babies alive for sacrifice and animals? The food is poison, the health system makes you sick, the money is pure debt note. The entire government has devil worshippers. Your version of Jesus is not here, but the real one is. That is why, even while looking for him, I knew I was searching for the real meal deal. He is the gold. 197, Brian Leonard Marshall, the name that his mother named him, is 197, and 19.7 is the atomic weight of gold. Hello!
And it bruises easily.
What I was saying about the cure for cancer, this is what it is like. The cure for cancer has already been around. Well, so has Yah. He's always been here since 1944.
They're not going to give you me. They certainly aren't going to give you cancer.
So it really is the veil or the scales falling from your eyes that you can see and hear.
Some of these things where people are suffering these dreadful atrocities, the angel steps in and takes over.
Yes, I explained that.
The baby is gone.
Yeah, the soul of the one that is
The idea is to see who is doing it, and then seeing who is allowing it to happen.
Yes.
And seeing what's in the governments that are allowing it to happen, and how they turn their false face towards it, and don't report the truth, like ISIS beheading Christians. Well, what happens is the Christians who are going to be beheaded are taken away by the angels, and the angels replace them.
The angel replaces the soul
Don't worry
of the body. So, I mean, it's horrifying for, but that's the reality of it, that they are already gone. And it's all about the judgment. What are the leaders of this world doing about it? And I've explained this before.
It's putting their head on the chopping block. I have no problem chopping off.
They are on that list of the reaping. It's the holy angels who do the reaping. Now, I want to get over to a response to the white stone from our group of three, two sisters who have reconciled and reunited, because this is just marvellous. Come out of the Mormon cult years ago, but I'm reading...
The Mormons are the worst bastards there is.
On the other videos about Mormonism, I'm reading these sisters' testimony of what it was that they went through. But they are together now, this marvellous reconciliation, helping each other, and of course you've got the man of the household who is a true man, delightful. And the one sister who found us at Christmas time with her husband, they had no money and no presents for each other, but they found Yah. They found the Christ, to put the Christ back in Christmas, and were bowled over. Immediately saw it. And they started corresponding then, but we didn't get those messages until about a month later, when she already started to pray in the new name, Yahweh Jesus Brian Leonard Golightly Marshall, because this one had been given the Morgellon nanotechnology. She had been infected with it 15 years before. She believed it was her second husband, the handler from the moron church. And so she had been suffering. And when she found us, she said, I thought, she wanted to die. I thought I would die. She was suffering so much with this Morgellons. So she literally resurrected, began praying in the new name, and the bites were coming out of her. It's the technology stuff, you know, the little nanobite things. But listen, and then of course she started picking up on all the information we were giving about the calcium hypochlorite. And so her husband got hold of 100%, and it was from JJ Chemicals in Fort, what is it, Fort Benton in Georgia. You'll know better than I'll come across it, but wait on, Fort...
Don't matter, we do it later.
Here it is, Fort Benning, Georgia. Fort Benning, Georgia. Now, so this is the one. I hadn't heard from her for a few days. And she asked, her husband asked about the safety of it. I said, how long can a person safely take calcium hypochlorite? Since I'm sure it is toxic and may accumulate in the system. And I say, it doesn't accumulate. It actually becomes salt and water. But take as needed and to maintain. Like when you're healthy, once a week just to clear up everything in your system, or when feeling like something is trying to get you, as in a germ or a pathogen, it becomes hypochlorous acid in the stomach, and that is, hypochlorous acid is your immune system. So this is the response. She goes, OMG, Martha. Her husband just shared what you wrote to me. We are both just amazed. She says, all I can tell you is that I took a quarter of a pill, so this is 100%, and I felt like somebody lit a fire under me. I had so much energy all of a sudden. Now I have made remarkable progress. Before this, just praying in the name of Yahweh, Jesus, Brian, let it go lightly, Marshall. Truly miraculous process. But, and then she's got all capitals, this homemade pill of remarkable substance has basically just killed off the Morgellons. And now it's a clean-up job, and my body is seeming to handle this job handily. See, as they were coming out of her, if they came out of her too much, too quick, too fast, extreme agony. Just so much agony. But it's been coming out where she's been able to handle it. And now I know why, laugh out loud. I suddenly have an immune system that works. Laugh out loud. And just feeling so blessed by you both. And she called, her husband and I are really lucky people to have met the two of you. And then, but she goes on to describe each day feeling marvellously better than the last. Then she realises I'm here because I'm responding, great to see you, missed you. And they have just got it in their hearts that they're going to be here ASAP to be with us and see us. And she, talking about the video about the hospital story, was incredible. And all I've got to say is, if a crazy world calls you crazy, it's a compliment, laugh out loud. And
true.
As Yah said, you know, it's the lunatics who are running the world. You know, the same people are actually in the asylums. So, now, this is so, she writes, she said, bowing deeply to the sanest people I've ever met. I can't tell you, I lived in the United States for approximately 5 years. Washington State, it was Moses Lake, what a hole. If the world had an anus, that was it. Mormon stronghold, of course, and then over in Bellingham, Washington, and before back into Canada. And yeah, you people have really been set upon for this reason. You know, you are Israel that has migrated through bloodlines, and most of you watching us are in the USA now.
At one stage there, they was considering making German the actual language of America.
Yes, and
because of the German population.
And too, within Canada, that's how the man I married, his heritage was German and Ukraine. His parents migrated, and Medicine Hat and Alberta, that area, that kind of thing. That's why my children have dual citizenship as Canadian citizens, etc. But yes, so this is a wonderful, uplifting story of reconciliation between two sisters estranged from each other. Yar asked about her, and he did. That's all it took. My heart was moved to call her. I had to humble myself. Make what is more important be more important than what was less important. I had a change of heart. Funny, I wrote a song about that. We are talking about two sisters who have the most incredible voices of angels. And this one that is writing had a successful career singing and worshipping and recording for the Moron Church. They used her voice, her star quality, truly blessed. And so she left it all behind, of course, when she realised what it was all about. So she says, I took my own advice and told her about you. And yeah, so this is the estranged sister whose testimony I did read as well. Told her that you would teach us your name when he came again. And she asked what the name was. And when I told her, it caught her breath. There was a silence. And she asked to hear the name again. I said it with such relish because I could feel her almost like recognize it immediately. And that was it. The miracle had just taken place. And everything that has happened since has been so marvelous, because now the three of them are together in Idaho. And there is that scripture about a three-stranded cord you cannot break. And that's what it's about. Where two or more, where three or more are gathered in my name and pray, you know, you got it. She needed a more permanent place to be, and we needed someone to relieve us of the burden of taking care of the cats, because they've taken on, you know, these cats that are just coming to live there and need to be fed. She has her own house complete with kitchen, 2 living rooms, 2 bathrooms, and an entire kitchen and large bath. She is loving it, Martha, and she has been helping with groceries and cat food. Because of the condition of this one with the Morgellons, her husband's been her carer, and they've been surviving, as many of you do know, just on the once a month disability allowance, if you like. He had to stop earning the money he was earning because he would travel and give seminars and this kind of thing when she became so sick. So we know what a struggle it is for you living over there when you are not taken care of in these kinds of situations. And so that is, and of course, her sister, her birthday is April the 18th, which is the same, my birthday is, no, rather, it's not April the 18th, it's August the 18th. My birthday is August the 19th. So we shared a common day because when it's the 18th here, it's the 19th. When it's the 18th there, it's the 19th here. So I pointed out, well, it actually is. We're celebrating sisters' birthdays on the same day. So, you know, I said, well, what do you expect? She was so delighted that this sister coming into her life, organising everything and like a powerhouse, just getting things done. And I said, well, what do you expect? Hello? I used to just call myself the gopher. It's all about just getting the job done, and that's the position I assumed in a lot of people's life. Just, it's all about getting the job done, you know. So that's a response there. Also, Mike from Canada, he's back from Florida. Now, Mike, I think we told the story, oh yes, last year sometime. Mike has a miraculous story of his own, that he's been making his own silver water ever since we've told the world how to do it. Do it for yourselves. You don't need to be paying lots of money because of the size of the particle. You've just got to get it into you. So Mike's been making his own silver water now for years. I think it was 2011 at least, perhaps 2010 when Mike found us. Now Mike was the one, of course, that he lost time when he'd been shanked. Literally, somebody tried to kill him and left him for dead.
His wife.
Well,
yeah,
right, okay. It seems like that is certainly the case.
She hired someone to kill him.
Yeah, and it didn't happen. And of course, he fronts up the next day, and the ex-wife is there going, "Oh my God," looking like she was looking at a ghost. But Mike had been saying to her for the longest time, "Well, you know, I can't die. I'm immortal," which is the white garment over the body of flesh. Mike, he said all he did, because he didn't even realise what had happened. It was his father saying, what happened to you? And it was a stab wound that went right up. But he just sprayed silver water over it and it closed up. So Mike has been making his own silver water. He's even got his own label. And he's going to write a report because he's getting reports in of all kinds of healings through what he has been doing. These are the things that really make us glad. People overcoming the afflictions that have been... And of course, it's the elites. We were told years ago now, somebody came in saying that, yeah, that's what the elites drink silver water. And so they try to make it really expensive.
And children's blood.
Oh, yeah, and but anyway, they've been on silver water as the antidote to everything that they invent to kill everybody else off. So that's just a catch-up with those. I thought the other day, because Ashley sent a message yesterday that when she heard her name called out, it just gives her such joy. But she loves that. No, you do. So, Pierre, you're holding the fort over there in Amsterdam, and your great work that we always refer to. Pierre's another one that came in years ago, and he's done awesome work. He's the one that did the original Shroud of Turin, is Brian Let It Go Lightly March of the King of Kings from 2013. And it was presented to Pope Benedict. It was right at that timing. And of course we have our darling Petra over there from Germany. And Anna Andrea used to be in Germany, but she's now living with her husband Eric in the USA. And of course there's the young ones. There's Hirad, and there's a little guy, Matthead. You flying squirrel, mate. But it has been a long road for so many of you, and it certainly feels lighter, much lighter, as these beautiful souls are finding Yara and recognising for her. So if I have missed anybody, I certainly will be prompted to give you a shout out.
Yes.
Oh, Dex, of course. Oh, I just thought the UK mob, Hayley and Dex and Adam, who has got his own... yeah, he's got his own plan happening, all good. We
stayed at, when we was going through to England, come down from Scotland, and was going across to Calais, and we stayed at this a big hotel that looks like a ship.
Yeah,
and
the Britannica.
The Britannica. And when we went into, because you have a meal there, and there's a big, when we went into this place to have a meal, we thought it was a set for Star Wars.
Oh, some of the weirdest looking people we'd ever seen.
I've never seen so many weird looking people in all my
life. I mean, Dex was with us our first night at the Harvey Bay RSL, and Dex will remember. The guy looked like he had no neck but should have had bolts. The big eye and the gap between the teeth, and then the table of deaf mutes who
we go up to we're on the 7th floor, of course.
This is back in the
and waiting for an elevator, and this fellow comes around with his younger woman. And he said that he had to get out of his house because his son was driving him crazy, and he shows up there with this woman. And she was from Cornwall, and of course this is where I've written things about Cornwall and the distances and stuff. And he says that he started yapping on about different things. And at the end of the conversation, because we just blurted it all out, and he said, "How do you know I'm not working for MI5? And I said to him, looking him straight in the eye, "I'd be very disappointed if you weren't." With that, we got on the elevator. And,
Jonas, you're back from the Philippines. Now, Jonas, for anybody who
lovely man.
He's Maltese, and
but he's born in Australia, isn't he?
Yeah, yes, but of Maltese extraction. That's what makes him look so handsome. He's the big part actor, and married to a beautiful Filipino wife. The family is just gorgeous. But Jonas was the one who, when he found
lovely children, 3 kids,
the boys who have made the Yahweh games where you're taking out. Anyway, Jonas was the one that went to the Vatican. He'd already organised the trip before he found us, so he took in crystal creed, English and Italian, and he confronted the German cardinal who was in St. Peter's Square, shoved it in his face, and he says, "Is this true? Is this true? Like, in Christum credit?" And the cardinal said, "Yes, it is true." And then he says, "Paul Benedict, like Benedict's between a rock and a hard place and has been silenced." So, Jonas...
Well, the cardinal already knew about it.
Yes, Yeah, they all know about it. And but, you know, Jonas is the one, and Jonas has alerted everybody. You know, as Australia's national security.
Even to the point where they dragged him off to have a psych look at him and what they do, examine his brain.
They gave him, Jonas Caractus, it was an MRI. They took a scan of his brain, and the order was signed by King William. It was William King, but it was signed King William, and I go, oh my God. And of course, you know, this is...
this kind of thing that happens to you, so be careful.
Yes, the policeman took him away when he was making so much noise about Yar and at the school that the boys were in, that they took him away, and he was under orders to have this MRI scan on his brain or something. But, but he is one who has had first-hand experience with the Jews, who call themselves Jews and are not. And he knows how dangerous they are, and he like Yah, he calls them out for what they are. So, with that, I think that's about all on that note. Shout out to...
We have another PowerPoint on the go. This is explaining how the Babylonians invented the Moses story and the Exodus and all the laws and so forth. And Moses himself, in the story, supposed to lead the people out through the Sinai after being there for 40 years. And goes around the bottom of the Dead Sea, up through Moab, which is where the... Good birds.
Yes.
Where the Ammonites and Moabites of the daughters of Sodom made a home. He went through that up to Mount Nebo, and he climbs up no libido, and he's allowed to look at the promised land, which is Canaan, where all of everything was lovely and happy, and that was the promised land. But he wasn't allowed to go in because he had committed this grievous sin. It was a terrible sin he committed. Unforgivable. What happened, if I got this right, he was told to strike a rock once. And you know what that is? He struck it twice. And that was enough.
Condemned him. He would not enter the
He's God, so that's it. You're out of here, son.
Yeah, so the God of
Up to Mount Nebo, and that's where you're going to die. And that's where I went to Mount Nebo and died, because he struck the rock twice. Isn't that lovely?
That's the God of Moses.
That's the God
which
of
is the dragon.
The dragon.
Now, also...
But in the Canaanite, where the true religions were, they worshipped with Asherah poles around, and this is represented the women's side of the religion, of the belief. Religion is not a good word, it was belief, truth. And then they had the altar to Yahweh, and they put all these ash poles around. Now, the ash tree is pure white and tall and slim. So you better dipped out there, didn't you?
Strong. It's all about its strength.
And they renamed Asherah groves to the groves. So Asherah becomes the groves. It's mentioned 24 times in the Old Testament. And the barking orders that's coming out from the God of Moses is telling everybody that they've got to destroy the groves and burn all the idols and smash everything and then destroy the temples to Yahweh. That's the true religion. Now, Essenes.
Tiffany in the Shire.
Syria.
Yes, this is why the war against Syria. I was thinking the two people I admire most on the planet today are Bashir al-Assad and his beautiful wife, Asmeh. It was never civil war in Syria.
I knew his father.
Mercenaries sponsored by the USA, Saudi Arabia, the usual cohorts, the United Kingdom, Israel, all of them. And it was all about the oil and getting rid of the roots of Christianity. So,
Lucifer's got a very long memory.
Yes.
And this is where the true Christianity started with the Essenes, or the Essenes community got there, and influenced all the Canaanites, because they're the descendants down through the white race. That's why you go to Syria, they're white people.
Yeah, so Yahweh and Asherah were the Semite belief, and Tiffany's from the Shire is doing a bit of a blog on it
So,
because
if Lucifer
Andrea,
gets rid of all the white people, all you coloured people out there, or other races, you got no chance.
this is a point.
This is what it's all about.
There's so
You've
much.
got to get behind the white Christian and help them out. Doesn't matter if you're black or whatever the colour you are, or whatever race you are, whether you're Chinese or whatever. You've got to get behind the Christian white race and hold off the Muslim invasion, because that's what it's all about.
Because it goes back to the synagogue of Satan believe that they can control everybody else but the white race because of the...
They're the tough ones.
You know, it's all about
they're the true descendants of Seth and Shem.
Right. So if the white race is not around, then nobody can bother them and they can rule over you. And you think it's a bad system now? You know, you could talk about the debt slave system. If the white race wasn't around, you know, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right.
So with that, we'll say today is
you've forgotten.
Saturday night, 11:55. What happened?
We're laying in bed, and this is the 11th when I started communicating with Pope Benedict.
4 years ago, so Saturday night, the 11th of March.
So we're just drifting off to sleep, and I have a bit of trouble getting to sleep because she keeps looking at me. Well, she thinks I'm a
Jesus jokes, you know, just move right along the bed. All right.
Anyhow, the smoke detector goes off, and loud, right?
It's screaming.
So I thought Joel must be downstairs making toast and it went burned or something. The smoke goes upstairs and then sets off the alarm. So I said, "Well, get the
vacuum cleaner out to suck
up
the
against
smoke
suck the smoke away from the otherwise I've got to get up and take it to pieces."
So that didn't work.
That didn't work.
So I get
as it turns out,
I get the ladder from the closet upstairs, and then I'm up there, you know, pulling the thing apart to take the battery out because it's screaming. Not a dead battery. Battery goes beep 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 like that when it's dead. But so this was
loud.
Set off. Joel comes upstairs. What's going on?
So it wasn't Joel causing the problem. So when I do the stars, it says to close the scroll.
Yes.
I've done it.
Yes. Everything's been explained.
Everything's been explained. So we're just going to go over the...
And what else did it say? King.
And King.
And all kinds of... So it was 11:55 p.m. Saturday night.
1771 was the... 17.7. Well, something like 1770. 1770. 717, that's what it was. That's Armageddon, all right? In Greek. So there you go. Now, you've got to get behind Trump and help him out. Some of the numbers that come out of that explain that it's going to get to 5 months. Now, Trump has started all this, and he's going to tell the FBI to clean out all of the 50% of the FBI are into this child molestation.
Well, it's all the agencies.
Whatever the hell they're into.
It's all the agencies.
The CIA and the Army. As a matter of fact, we had a call yesterday from a fellow, or an email, that had been out to see us, and he told us that when he was in Iraq, he got taken to Germany because he was injured or something, got blown up and he survived. And he said they have open slather, as much pornography as you want in the army. Right? Keeps your eyes open. Keeps you interested in the boredom of it all. So you get your computer out or you go watch pornography. He said there's thousands of these pornography. It's all made by the Jews, of course. Yeah, so that's one of the things we found out about. And his name is Lightfoot.
Born. Born. Lightborn.
Lightborn. Yeah, Lightborn.
So with that, it's us.
Hasta la vista, baby.
And later, gators.
And
Bye, guys.